Hi guys, Christy Real here. This is my homestead I built in Cloud9 mod pack. I really like the homestead, but I have been playing on peaceful to avoid those weird monsters from Advent of Ascension, I think it is. Never mind. I'm not crazy about that. I'm not much of a fighter. I'm a builder and a harvester, and I just don't get to use my crops whenever I play on peaceful. But these are my potion shelves made out of larch. I found a larch sapling early on in the game in a chest, and I started a forest, and now that's what I use exclusively, that and birch. I like the way they look together. The backlighting on my shelves is glowstone. It's this glowstone right here. If you use the chisel mod on regular glowstone blocks, this is an option. And I really like the modern look. It looks much better with my decor than medieval torches. So I like displaying things on the shelves. I like having the potion shelves. And these are not potions. These are actually juice. So with Pam's Harvest Craft, you can make juice. You can make it manually, but I put fruit in the presser, and then I use it to put on my potion shelves. So it displays them. You have all different colors. It looks really nice. I like it a lot. Let's go to my garden out here, my rough garden, and let's harvest some things. I'll show you a trick. I don't know if you know this, but with Pam's Harvest Craft, if you go out in the world, you find these gardens, you can left click and break them and take those things home, and you get different fruits and vegetables and that kind of thing. But as you can see, it'll fill up your inventory very quickly. So the trick is you right click on them, and it takes the whole garden and brings it back to your house. And if you bring the whole garden, you can plant it out in your yard, and they will multiply. But the great thing about these is they stack. So you go out and you find a bunch of ground gardens, right click, they go into your inventory, flag. They go into your inventory and stack, and then you take them home. They multiply, and then once you get them home and you have enough of them multiplied, then you can break them and plant the fruit directly into tilled soil. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But this is a cinnamon tree. We're going to harvest some. And I have almost every kind of tree there is, even the peppercorn, which is so awesome. They're not very easy to find. I love having walnuts so that I can make cooking oil. And this is a grass garden, a water garden from Pam's right there in the tropical, which I found those very late in the game, the tropical gardens. But vanilla is interesting, and so is nutmeg. I'll show you what to do with these when we get inside. But I really like all the different trees and ones. By the way, these are carpenter's pots, flower pots. You can make them look almost like anything, and you can put any of the tropical flowers in there. They look really nice. But let's say you go and you get your Pam's Harvest, you get a bell pepper. If you till your ground, you can just plant it directly into the ground, and then they will grow like these, and then you can just right click and harvest them. There's no more replanting. You just take them home, plant them, and then every time you right click, you can harvest and they'll regrow. And now the sprinkler system here is from Open Blocks, and I really like it. I have an aqueous accumulator in the middle with fluid duct running to these tanks underneath these sprinklers, so I never have to water them. You can use a watering can manually if you'd like, but this is an easy enough setup, and I really like it. It looks really neat too. Alright, so we've got our crops planted, and then we can take, look, these blueberries, let's take them over, or blackberries, and put them in the presser, and we can make juice. You see it's working? It'll make juice, and then you can put it in your potion shelves. Just like that. Looks really nice. Or you can just put them on regular shelves like this. Okay. So, another trick I've learned, when you plant your trees, I have the tree capitator mod. If you plant birch trees right next to each other, they usually will not grow. But if you plant them in a 2x2 diamond shape, a lot of times they will all four grow. And then you can chop down one block and harvest all of them at once. It's a really neat trick. I like it a lot because birch is usually a pain to harvest otherwise. I don't know if you know this, but with oak, you can plant them all right next to each other and then harvest one block and they'll all come down because oak trees will grow right next to each other. Spruce trees won't. But here's my bees, and these are my reeds. Used to be reeds, now they're sugar cane, apparently. But the water gardens and rubber trees from Mine Factory Reloaded. And now the rubber trees are important because with rubber trees you get rubber and plastic. So that's what makes these roads. Now, you know, they're not exactly my color scheme because they're white. But they have these road blocks that are made with stone and plastic, I think. And then the inverted road lights that keep everything lit up. So even though it's nighttime, it's perfectly bright here. And if you run down the middle, you go super fast. Okay, that's my garden part and my farm. But I did want to show you my power production over here. I really like sandstone for my floors, so I set up my thermal expansion machines, and it includes a pulverizer. If you put cobblestone in a pulverizer, you get sand as the main product and a byproduct of gravel, and then you can use that sand to make sandstone to your heart's content. So that's what I do for the flooring. I always like sandstone for the floor. And this is my carpenter's trapdoor. It's a hatch, so you can make it look like anything. Of course, I made mine blend in with the floor. Alright, now let's go down our carpenter's ladder. Now that carpenter's ladder, I used this same glowstone from the chisel mod and put it on the carpenter's ladder, and it actually glows. So that's really cool. Here are my machines. They're hooked up to my ender tank. My ender tank is the twin in the nether that is constantly being pumped full of lava using an ender-thermic pump and a magmatic dynamo. So that keeps my lava production going, and that lava powers my machines, and they put power into the leadstone flux duct into my hardened energy cell. Now that stays full. I never, no matter how much ore I get and how much processing I do, it's always full. So I've never had a problem with energy. In fact, I have a couple of the lower tier energy cells full in my inventory in case I want to build something that needs power. I can just plop one of those next to it. Okay, but we'll close our hatch, and look, it just blends right in with the floor. I love these storage drawers, and the potion shelves and all of that from Bibliocraft can be made from larch. So it looks really neat. I like everything to look neat and buttoned up. The same with the doors. Those are carpenter's doors and pressure plates. And that way they blend and they look like they're supposed to. They look nice. This is my I call it a dump chest. When I come up out of the mines, I dump everything here. That is my mine, by the way. I'll show you that later. The storage area here with all these stacked, I really like the diamond chests, so you can stack them right next to each other. In fact, I have plenty of room. I could put more stuff here. Most of those are not even used because I do like using these storage chests too. And another thing I did not know about these, let's see. How did I access that last time? Cannot remember how I did it. Oh, there we go. Okay, with an open hand. If you shift click on it with an open hand, shift right click, then you can access this area here and you can put upgrades in here. I didn't even know that. It wasn't there last time I used these. So that must be an update in that mod. I love these, the chisel, so I can make these crates. So it looks like real storage area. And I have these portable tanks with lava and destabilized redstone and resonant ender. So, and of course, I love the forged micro blocks, so I can cover up my item ducts that are behind here. I'll show you. See, it looks really neat that way, and it's easier to put them down when you're not lagging. But these are storage drums. I used these before I had the ender tank, and they're really handy. They're from Extra Utilities. You can put, what is it, 256,000 Minecraft buckets in each one, and you can pick them up and they keep their contents and carry them around. They take up 1 block in your inventory. It's really nice. Let's see, I think that's pretty much it. I did want to show you the swim vest, because as you can see, we have Tropicraft and we have all these shells from Tropicraft. But when you go to Tropicraft, the neat thing is, I don't know if you know about the knapsack from Tinker's, but that's pretty cool. But if you go to Tinker's Construct, you can build the Traveler's Vest, and it makes it very swift swimming. It's very cool. I like it a lot. Another trick is to have a pickaxe. I just made mine out of ruby. You can make it out of pretty much anything. Diamond one or whatever. And if you put silky fabric or silk stone, I forgot what it's called, but if you can look it up. But when you put silk touch on a pickaxe, then whenever you get ready to put your building up, your glowstone, and you make a mistake, you can pop it out and it doesn't break. Very nice. Also, the same goes for if you use it on redstone. You can bring your redstone ore up here and put it through your induction smelter, and you get byproducts that are very desirable. So it's better than mining it. But this is my mine. Let me show you how I get down. I just jump, go way down, land in the water so I don't take any fall damage. It's pretty cool. That's a very nice way to make a mine, so that it's very fast going down. Not so fast going back up, but that's okay. And I always have 2 mines. My bottom one down there on level 10 for diamonds and such. But also you need one on, let's see, this is level 26 or so. I usually go 26 to 40, somewhere in there. And if I have a mine there, then that you find a lot more copper, and copper is hard to find, so you have to have at least 2 mines looking for that. And this, I forgot all about this over here. I have not even been down here to check on it. This is my blackout curtains, and these are my ores. You probably cannot even see them. My oreberry farm. If you put cobblestone up like this, then you can place them on there and they'll grow to the ceiling, and then you can get rid of your cobblestone, and then you can walk under them and harvest them, and you don't hurt yourself. If you have them on the ground and you step on them, they hurt. So, but very cool. And the blackout curtains keep all the light out, which has always been a problem with these. And then you can just walk right through them to get back up. So that's the way I always build my mine entrance. It's very efficient. But if you want to know more about any of this stuff, I'm going to leave this mod, this homestead up for this mod pack. So if you want to know more about how I did anything, I could go into more detail. And I could show you. Just leave a comment for asking questions, and I'd be glad to help. Thanks.